boy?
I want him.
Fundora?
I want him.
Fundora.
He's 6'6".
Oh, yeah. I'll beat him both.
The race to face Sebastian Fundora has become one of boxing's biggest talking points. Jaron Boots. Ennis welcomed the challenge without hesitation, saying Fundora's size doesn't concern him and that he's eager to test himself against one of the division's toughest champions.
Sebastian, you go get aside?
Bring him on. You're going to see. Fight night. You're going to see. I'm really different. Now, I really can show different like attributes. And like I said, these guys don't do what I do. And y'all see, as I keep going up and keep fighting these different guys and fighting better competition, I'm going to keep getting better and better. You feel me?
What happens to a boxer when you...
Fundora also spoke confidently about a possible fight with Jaron Ennis or Virgil Ortiz. He believes he can beat either man and questioned why boxing's biggest stars aren't fighting each other more often, saying these are the matchups fans truly deserve.
Oh yeah. I'll beat them both. It's as simple as that. I'll beat them both. I think those are great fights. Great fights. Again, being of the zone, all of us now. I think that's fights that have to happen now. You're seeing him fight one time and then me fight one time and then the other one fight the other time. It's like, no, we gotta put these guys together, man. They need to bump heads, but it's gonna be exciting. Very looking forward to that stuff.
Definitely agree with you on that, and I think everybody does.
When asked about facing veterans like Errol Spence Jr. or Jermel Charlo, Fundora made it clear that legacy matters more than money. He believes victories over young elite fighters like Ennis or Ortiz would mean much more than beating former champions.
I mean, you could throw Charlo, you could throw Spence's at us, but I mean, the weight they have compared to the fights like Boots or Virgil, it's not the same. It's not the same. So, I mean, it's the obvious choice. Which path are you going to take? You're going to take that path? And man, you might make some money that way, or you want to make the money, and you also want to make kind of a more of a household name for yourself. But we're doing good. I mean, there's no reason for me to go and look for those stuff. Honestly.
Fundora says he never lets criticism affect him. Instead, he uses every doubt as motivation and believes the toughest fights are the best opportunity to prove he belongs among boxing's elite.
Full sport of boxing when it comes to Sebastian Fundora. So yeah, put him with the best.
To keep that edge, you want to fight the other.
You got,
yeah.
Like with the last fight, it was good with Thurman because they're still with doubt. They still doubted me, which made me feel like I'm still the underdog, which is fine. With these guys, with the Virgil and the Boots, you guys still call me an underdog, and that's fine. That's fine, because it still feeds me to want to win, to beat these guys, and have you guys questioning, what the hell just happened? What the hell? But that's fine. That's fine. I mean, you put me with a Spence, you put me with...
Trainer Robert Garcia believes Fundora is one of the most difficult fighters to prepare for because of his height, awkward style, and unusual rhythm. At the moment, he slightly favors Fundora if a fight with Boots Ennis happens.
Got stunned, but came back and still a couple rounds later finished the fight, so that shows a lot about a fighter, his heart, his power, his will to be great and to win, that says it all. His performance was great. He did what he had to do, even though he took some punches and he got hurt a little, he still finished the fight the way a real warrior does, so gotta respect him and gotta give him credit. Against Fundora, man, I think it's tough, man. Fundora it has a style that's not...
Garcia believes the key to beating Fundora is applying constant pressure and attacking the body throughout the fight. However, he isn't convinced that's the natural style of Boots Ennis, despite his outstanding talent and speed.
Pressure fighter that's not gonna give up and he's gonna keep coming, working the body and just kind of bullying Fundora into a fight, pressuring him into a tough fight. I think that's the style that might hurt Fundora, but Boots is, Boots could also, also fight smart. He's a good, he's got good footwork too. He's got good speed. So I don't think Boots is the type of brawler that's gonna push Fundora back. So I think that right there, I favor Fundora on that one. I think so. I think it's probably a mistake.
Garcia also feels Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz would be an even better matchup. He warns that stepping into the ring with a naturally bigger fighter like Fundora could create serious problems for Boots.
Because Virgil's my fighter, but I think Boots versus Virgil is probably a bigger fight and a bigger... it could turn out to be a much better fight. I think both are warriors. Boots just showed it. And I think style-wise, it's a beautiful fight.
you're picking Fundora. Is that based off of, Boots getting hurt, or is that just because Fundora's kind of been on a roll recently?
But both. I think after we all seen that Boots.
Chris Algieri says Fundora has improved a lot as a fighter. Instead of relying only on pressure, he now fights with more patience and uses his height and reach to control opponents more effectively.
It's such a difficult puzzle. He's so long, and he's getting better. He's improving. He's learning how to use his size. He's using his jab. He's being more disciplined. He's not taking risks like he used to. Talk about a guy who used to allow people to hit him and then has figured out that you shouldn't do that at the highest level in that Brian Mendoza fight. But since then, he's been very, very good. So, yeah, I can understand why people would see him as the final guy because, again, that with those physical advantages and the way that he's getting better.
According to Algieri, Ennis and Fundora present completely different challenges. Boots relies on speed, movement, and sharp counterpunching, while Fundora's size and awkward style make him one of the hardest fighters in the division to solve.
Because this is one of those fights, this is one of those divisions where, again, if they all fight each other, I don't think anybody stays undefeated. So even trying to rank people, just because they're all so different. You got Boots, who's a fluid, side-switching, counter-punching, killer puncher. You got Virgil, who's a two-fisted destroyer, comes to get you. Fundora is the Tower Inferno. He's 6'9" or however tall he is. You got Josh Kelly, who's a slippery guy. So you've got a lot of different.
Algieri believes Boots has all the talent to become the top fighter at 154 pounds. However, he says those rankings must be earned by defeating the division's best opponents inside the ring.
It's a lot of very good champions at 154. We got to see how they all match up because boxing math doesn't work. How do you see, Ennis with those guys? I'm like, listen, if he gets hit the way he did in round 3 as he did with Xander, those guys are completely different punchers. So that could be a different kind of result. But you also got to think a guy who's as good as he is and as dynamic as he is, will he fight the same way if he has more danger coming his way? Which we saw that at 147. 147, he might get hit. The guys could hurt him. So now he's at 54. Guys are punching much differently, and then he's even talked about going up to 68 eventually. That's where he sees himself ultimately capping out. So yeah, the defense has got to step up. Best fighters in the world don't get hit clean.
Looking at Ennis' recent performance, Algieri noticed a few defensive mistakes. He believes those openings could become dangerous against a powerful champion like Sebastian Fundora.
If he's going to make those adjustments with those guys, I think that's something they're gonna attack during camp. Being able to do it on Fight Night Under the Lights is another thing, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to be exciting.
Which one of those 3 guys, like you said, Josh Kelly, Fundora, obviously the guys with the belts, Virgil almost maybe doesn't need the belt and is still kind of one of the more popular names up there. Just which one of those, like, does he beat all those guys? Does he, like, I don't know, which one would you rather see, I guess, like if you go rank those 3, which order would you like Boots to take them?
Listen,
Algieri adds that Boots must sharpen every part of his defense before facing someone as tall and physically strong as Fundora, because clean punches at that level can quickly change a fight.
How to beat those guys. He's a very talented fighter, very versatile fighter, and he's an athlete. People take that out of the equation. A lot of guys we see when they climb the ranks, you check their background and they've always been boxers. So it's like the creative aspect isn't as wide compared to a guy who's a pure athlete who, played multiple sports growing up, still, funds around hobbies with multiple sports. Those guys that are like pure athletes, they will be challenges, but I think those are challenges where he will come out.
Greg Hackett sees things differently. He believes Boots Ennis is one of boxing's most complete fighters, and his athleticism, movement, and versatility can overcome Fundora's physical advantages.
Hearing narratives about Fundora that I had never heard before, like maybe he really is the best 154-pounder. Maybe he really does beat Virgil Ortiz and even Jaron Ennis. And I think heading into this fight, he was a respected champion, a formidable champion. But I think most people, the reason why they were saying Ennis and Ortiz is the best fight in the 154-pound division is despite neither of them having a major world title, that people thought they were the 2 most elite fighters in the division. And I had Fundora.
Although Hackett respects both Virgil Ortiz and Sebastian Fundora, he remains confident that Ennis has the skills, ring IQ, and adaptability to defeat either fighter.
Defensively sound, and I agree with you, by the way. Tim Tszyu had already been knocked out by Bakram Murtazaliev. Keith Thurman's a faded version, an inactive version, fighting in a weight class where he's not optimized these days. You got to see Fundora in against a prime, elite level opponent who's going to punch back at him with the same kind of volume he does to really see what it really is. But that being said, when you talk about him being defensively, not forcing him to really test being...
Sean Zittel believes Fundora's recent performances have completely changed the conversation. He now sees Fundora as a legitimate threat to elite fighters like Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, not just a champion holding onto his belt.
Fundora to get more looks. I think what Thurman provided for Fundora, while I'm not sure what we can take away from this win as to where he was when he came into the ring, will definitely improve him when he comes into the ring again, because Fundora got a look at Thurman's game plan that could have been more successful with a more agile, younger, effective fighter. And he's gonna need to see those crafty vets put a game plan against him that actually can execute it so you can stay safe.
Zittel also believes the technical side of the matchup is very important. He says Fundora will need much stronger defensive skills if he hopes to deal with the speed, timing, and accuracy of Boots Ennis.
Fundora probably will be Boots' toughest fight.
I ain't never hear you hesitate that much about a Boots fight.
No, what
No, I know.
I think Sebastian Fundora probably will be the toughest fight just because the intangibles.
Right.
But Boots will get him out of here. When it's all said and done, he'll get him out of there.
Stop him.
Stop him. He would get him out of it. Boots would be forced to stop him because he gonna throw his hands so much that either you gonna stop him or...
Before taking on a fighter like Ennis, Zittel believes Fundora should first face more experienced world-class opponents. Those fights could expose any remaining weaknesses and better prepare him for an elite challenge.
Is that Boots could just box the shit out you and move the whole fight if he wanted to, and you would not hit the motherfucker one time. Like, he could just do that. He could just say, in this fight, I'm just gonna use distance, and I'm gonna you up, and I'm gonna put your head in a beehive, and I'm gonna sting you all night, and you not gonna hit me. But he chooses to say, no, I'm gonna box you.
Mix it up.
Then I'm gonna bang.
Gilly the King is confident in his prediction. He believes Boots Ennis will eventually stop Sebastian Fundora, saying Ennis has the speed, movement, power, and boxing IQ to either outbox Fundora over 12 rounds or break him down before the final bell.